The team of destiny did it again, guys. After being down the entirety of game one, the longest lead they had was 0.3 seconds. And it was because Tyrese Halliburton just has a clutch gene that needs to be studied. And today we get into how this game even got to the point to where you could give up a game winner like that. And what can the Thunder do to ensure that honestly they don't completely lose home court advantage and go back to Indiana down 2-0. And of course, that all starts with a look into Oklahoma City's defense and how in the second half they took their foot off the gas and played Indiana's play style, which you will never beat that team in doing. This OKC defense did what I warned them not to do. They started leaving three-point shooters open. Look into this play. Halliburton does a great job, gets it out to Siakam, right? And for some reason, Jalen Williams is trying to cut off the entry pass to Miles Turner, but leaves Aaron Nesmith open for three. These are things that you cannot allow if you want to win this finals. Right now, they get the ball back. Some of these are going to be tough shots, right? Obi Toppin, that's just an incredibly tough shot. No doubt about it. And Lou Dort even hit incredibly tough shots in this game. But some of these threes, when you stop and you look at them and you go, why are you conceding some of these? Now, is Thomas Bryant always going to hit those threes? No, but you also leave him wide open, and that is going to be unacceptable. They made 10 threes in the second half. Just look at this action. Thomas Bryant is waving for him to go to the other side of the court. He's like, get away, go. So he sinks back to the corner. Mathurin, for some reason, has Shea and Alex Caruso on him. And what a surprise. Like I said, the team you cannot leave wide open because they will make you pay. Obi Toppin has been hitting all game long. Again, the team that will make you pay, you for some reason continue this strategy of just keep leaving them open, keep leaving them open, keep leaving them open. You want to win this series? You want to come back in game two and show everybody, hey, game one, we messed up. Our defensive scheme, we could have done a little bit better. Stop these open threes. Look at the stats I'm about to pop up on the screen right here. These are all the open threes the Pacers got in this game. And the just sheer percentage is just ridiculous. Like, this is just unacceptable. I think there's a couple things that this OKC team needs to do to adjust, and we're going to get into that right now. And the first major mistake I think this OKC team made was taking out a big entirely. So at some point, I understand the idea, right? But you need Hartenstein, I think, in this game. Chet was struggling offensively. You needed a big body. But instead, right, you don't have that now, right? And you have IHart sitting on the bench. And I think that final possession, right, the one where Shea misses, I genuinely do not have a reason to believe that this would not have been able to work if, again, like a possession like this, why would something like this not be replicatable or being able to be replicated in that final possession? Let's just look at the final shot and see what I'm talking about. So let's just start by looking at the setup on the court. There's no 5-man for the Pacers. None. You have Siakam, closest thing to it. Why would you not keep in IHart? Just look again at this shot, right? There's a tough little shot by Shea, right? It's tough you missed it. It is what it is. But if you had someone like IHart here instead of Dort or Case and Wallace, I don't think Aaron Nesmith is the one coming up with that board. I think I don't have a problem with them going small for the most part at times. I would go off of this challenge, right? You get the inbound. I would have IHart in the game, right? He's calling for Obi to go over there because he needs someone else in case there's a big body to get a board. IHart is getting that board, I believe. Or he's making it even tougher to get it, so the time is just going to keep chewing. But instead, then, you get the wide open opportunity. Tyrese comes down, and he games you. I believe if you are the Oklahoma City Thunder, Chet might need to take a little bit of a step back. Unless he, is hitting offensively, Chet needs to be able to, take a little bit of a backseat, maybe cook that small ball unit on his own, and then when you get the chance, that's what you go ahead and do. But I also think Shea only taking 4 shots in the fourth and only playing 7 minutes isn't going to help you either. That entire time when the Pacers were chipping and chipping and chipping, there's no SGA on the floor. So the Thunder's offense kind of stalls, and then going into that final possession, SGA is kind of like, I got to put the team on my back, because if I don't, we're going to lose. I think if SGA is in the game just even a minute or two earlier and he plays 9 minutes of the fourth, OKC most likely pulls this game off. But instead, they end up with the awkward situation. Next, JDUB needs to just quite frankly be better. 6 for 19 is unacceptable. Just look at a play like this. Nembhard collapses. JDUB, give it to Shea. Like, Shea had 38 in this game. And I get it. The Pacers' whole thing is conceding that their superstar, the opposing superstar, is going to get their 30 to 40, but it's about beating everybody else. But some of these shots are just reaching a point, too. Don't bail out the Pacers. Make them work for it. Like, this shot, I don't have a problem with. You work the guy. It's a little short. It is what it is, right? You're going to miss. But some of these shots are also just like, where are we going? Not mad at that shot, right? You had the space. You had the separation. I think that's part of the thing. If you're an OKC fan, and I still do believe OKC will most likely win this series, I don't think they're going to be sub 40% from the field again. Maybe I'm wrong, and they are. And if so, Indiana might win this series. But JDUB just has to be better. Go downhill more. Like, I don't get why you're settling for mid-ranges. You see that you're, like, some of these shots, too, you're not going to miss some of these just completely wide open threes. You need to win game 2, right? And so if I'm telling JDUB what needs to change, go downhill and attack them. You see it's working for Shea. I have no reason to believe it won't work for you. And if they try and do this whole, oh, well, the small ball worked for us last game, you know, the Pacers do that. Okay, JDUB, you go downhill too. Force them to put a big in the game, and then you can put in your big. At the end of the day, JDUB has to be better. But I do believe that Oklahoma City is going to bounce back in this game too. I think it's probably going to be a more dominant win. I think that this series is obviously far from over. I've seen some people already saying that that loss in game 1 just basically put a nail in the coffin and Indiana's going to run away. I think that's a little ridiculous. And now we're just about at the end here. Tomorrow is game 2, and I think it determines the course of this series. OKC wins. I mean, everything is at least right with the world if you're OKC. You go down 2-0, you're going back to Indiana, I think the series is over. They're not getting swept, but the series is over. You're not... Indiana's winning at least one at home. I really do believe that. And if they're up 2-0, you're down 3-1. I find it very hard to believe that they're going to pull that off. I just do. So I think if you want to be OKC and you want to come back, keep that defensive aggression. Do not play to Indiana's game. You're not going to win when you do that. You're just not. You're trying to just completely outrun them, outpace, it's not going to work. So keep to your game, defensively and offensively. JDUB, go downhill. Stop settling for some of these middies. Some of them I'm okay with, right? They make sense. But some of them are unacceptable. That paint has been free. Make them pay. And finally, Mark Dagnall, you need to keep in Hartenstein. I'm not saying you got to play all 48, obviously. But I think it is very clear when he was in there, Indiana didn't really have an answer on either end. Because defensively, he was able to get those boards. Offensively, there were times he's driving downhill. He's playmaking and facilitating. Hartenstein, to me, was a very clear positive, and I was very confused why in that final possession he wasn't out there. So let me know what you guys think down below. Will OKC claim this second game? Is Indiana on the run? Will the Team of Destiny go up 2-0 and seal their fate? As always, guys, this was Emster Knows Hoops. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Have a beautiful rest of your day, guys. Peace out.